So today I want to talk about employee engagement. Think about it: high compensation, equity, free lunches, dog at the office, getting your hair cut, whatever it is. Lots of well-funded companies. Some of you are probably in the room. Many of you are in the room. Are giving their employees all these kind of perks to make people happy at work. But are these really the things that make people stay if they're, if all the rest is not well? Think about it, compensation. It's not really a motivator, it's actually just a demotivator when it's not right. And when it's right, it's great because you just got a raise and you'll be happy for another 2-3 months. Oh, now it's him. You'll be happy for another 2-3 months, but then everything's business as usual, and you kind of forgot about that really big raise. So nice for employee satisfaction, but what about this deeper level, emotional level of employee engagement that you really want to reach? We all know and intuitively feel that you want to have employee engagement, not just satisfaction, but what's the secret sauce to that? And so a few months ago, I saw this video of a guy, he's a Harvard professor, his name is Thomas DeLonge, and he was talking about these things that are really important for engagement, either at home or in your work. And he says there's 3 things. If you can't answer the basic questions around these 3 things, then something's off, and there will be consequences. And first of all, it was purpose. The second one is significance. Do I matter at work? And thirdly, connectedness. Do I feel connected to the people around me? And I was really intrigued by what he was saying, and I kind of Googled a little bit more, and I found this consulting organization called Decisionwise, and they created this magic formula of employee engagement, which stands for MAGIC, the M of meaningful. Does your work have meaning? Is there a purpose to what I do bigger than just a paycheck? A for autonomy. Do I have the freedom and the empowerment to perform my job in the way that I can do it best? And then the G for growth. Do I grow at my job? Do I learn new things? Do I get excited every single day? And then the I for impact. Does it really matter to what I do? Does this company survive without me? Are the customers happy with what I do? And then the C for connection. How am I connected to the people that I work with on an everyday basis? So if you think about these 5 magic elements, or the 3 of employee commitment, it really struck a chord with me because it's so easy to see why working at a startup can be so fulfilling, so great, and so addictive, because it can be really hard to work at a startup, but you keep on going and going and going because you love it so much. And the reason why the reason is very simple. All these 5 elements, they're inherently positively connected when you start a company. They're taken care of, not so much automatically in a bigger company. So let me try and clarify what I mean with that, with a few examples of what I was doing at Shapeways and now at Ziel. And I'll use the 3 magic elements of Thomas DeLonge. So purpose, significance, and connectedness. So purpose. Why am I here? Why am I working so hard every single day? What is it all for, And as a founder, you define your company. You define the meaning of it. And you are naturally 100% aligned with the meaning of the company. And if you're not, start a different company. So with Shapeways, for me, it was so important that, what Shapeways did, it's moved the power of making things from big manufacturers back to the designer. And I could see that every single day with people being really happy with our service, people building a life around our service. And it was incredibly powerful to experience that. And now with Ziel, I've moved on. And the reason why I'm doing that is that it has an even deeper purpose for me. Because I see a world around me that is polluted, that's warming up, and middle class is eroding. And I think, and I feel very strongly, that I and many of the people here in the room, we should use our energy and talent and skill and all we know about tech to try and address these problems. just to make this world a little bit better. I don't have to solve everything, but I can do a little part. I can at least try. And the way I'm doing it now with Ziel is the way I best know how. I'm building a company that's scalable, will be profitable, making a product for a huge market that's completely untapped, and I'm going to be doing it sustainably, and I will be creating middle-class jobs. That's what this company means to me. It hits me at a deeper level. And I hope you guys have that too with your companies, one way or another. Let's move on. Significance. You know that without you, there would not be a company. Period. There would be no success. Your impact is incredibly direct, from the simplest things, creating a funding deck, or that evening at Christmas time, somewhere a week before, at your kitchen table, trying to make sure that you're I was at a kitchen table in the Netherlands, working with US vendors in the middle of the night to get Christmas orders delivered, because that's what needed to happen. We were pre-funding, and we were growing like crazy, and we had to get those Christmas presents to our customers on time. But there's other reasons, you know. If you look at success, it's not just the numbers and how fast you grow. It's about the feedback you get. You know that somebody graduated from college because of what your company did. Or very practical, like in the company. I remember a time back in 2012 with Shapeways, the world's largest and only monopolist of 3D printing powder nylon blew up the manufacturing location. So for 7 months, there was no factory creating that powder. So for 7 months, there was almost no supply. And we at Shapeways were severely restricted in what we could, in our supply, whilst we were going through massive growth. And 3D service providers around us were going bankrupt. And in a group effort, we secured a slightly dodgy, but legal alternative powder. It really was slightly dodgy. But legally alternative supply that wasn't the right quality. But my team, we all pulled together and we figured out a way to rework that powder and make it work. And our customers didn't notice, and we grew. And the great thing that happened out of that is not just that we pulled together, but that we reduced our cost of goods sold by the end of the year with 40% with what we've learned from that problem and how to rework our powder. That's when you know that what you do is significant to the company and significant to the customers. You know that. It's inherently tied to being a startup and being small. Then moving up, if you think about connectedness, it is you who gets to pick who you can work with. People that challenge you, people that are smart, people that get shit done, people that are better than you at certain things, most of the time. And it's only not because you can work well with them and you can joke around with them, etc., but when things get hard, they pull together, and then you know that you belong. Or that time, at a night where you organize a party for one of your colleagues, and two of them separately come and take you away, and they tell you, "Hey, Marleen, this is the greatest job I've ever had in my lifetime." And they're in tears, and they really mean it, and they thank you for the growth that they've experienced by working with you and by the trust that you gave that to them. That's when you know that you belong. And you also know that you belong when when your colleague comes to you, and he has a sick child at home that is severely ill, and somehow he had a customer, and he's a customer service assistant, that had a gravely sick child here in the United States. And what happened is that that customer was so delighted with our service that he ended up going to church, rallying his church members, and praying for my sick colleague's child. And then you know that you belong to something that's bigger than you and bigger than your company. So if you think about it, the magic formula of belong, those same things, purpose, significance, and connectedness, that are so easily taken care of when the company is still small, are the exact things that growing and big companies often struggle with to retain. You can all give examples. Bureaucratic procedures. Who's that in the elevator? Or think about the manager that you once worked with who wasn't trusting, scared to lose his power or her power, and wanting to take all the decision. you know that's an autonomy and an impact killer. Everybody gets that. So lots of you in the room are well funded, and you can afford all that great compensation and perks. And absolutely yes, you want to cross that gap from being a VC-backed company to becoming a large, successful organization. But ask yourself, do you sit still every now and then? Take a breath, sit still, and just listen to your employees, all of them, not just the loudest, and not just your direct reports, and learn what their key is to magic, the magic of meaning and autonomy and growth and impact and connectedness. And think about what you can do today and tomorrow, small things and big things, to see how you can keep that magic alive. And think of that, and when you do that and you go home, think about one big lesson that Thomas Along also wants to share with you guys. The key to leadership is to how people experience themselves when they are with you. What happens inside of them when they are with you. Thank you.